So what excites me about online teaching is the multiple means of expression that I can provide for my students. So in between, we have some synchronous classes, we might have online, and we might have some face-to-face classes. And in between those, then students might have to complete different tasks for me or activities. And they might have to go on to Microsoft Teams, into a discussion forum there of maybe it's an article that was in the news during the week, or some other activity that I've asked them to post on, and then reply to somebody else's post. So this is in between classes during the week. So then what I do is I have a read at the discussion forum, and I contact 2 or 3 students and ask them would they like to share their views in the online class. So what happens then in the online class, so I may have contacted 2 or 3 students, and they agree to lead the discussion then in the online class. So, you know, that creates a level of engagement there, that it's not just the lecturer driving the discussion, but the students become more involved when they see other students in the class actually leading the discussion as well.
I suppose the first thing that I find most exciting is the flexibility that it gives us in terms of the teaching and learning, and how we deliver materials, how we interact with students, the opportunity for us to engage with different learning styles by providing learning materials in a variety of formats, and also in terms of how we provide feedback, because it gives us the opportunity to experiment with different ways of providing feedback to students. It's not just a case of writing something on a sheet of paper and handing it back. So the electronic format certainly gives us a little bit of flexibility that way. And the other thing, surprisingly, that it does help us to build up strong relationships with some students, maybe those students who wouldn't feel comfortable approaching somebody in a physical environment after class in a large classroom setting. They have the flexibility to contact us over a longer period of time in a variety of formats, and we find that sometimes that helps to build up a relationship with students who mightn't necessarily feel comfortable in the traditional classroom setting.
Technology has offered us so many exciting possibilities, and it has certainly transformed our teaching and learning space in many ways. It provides a way of overcoming some of the problems we face in our traditional face-to-face teaching environment, and it allows us to package our content into suitable learning chunks to suit all learning styles. Learners can get tasters of different subject areas before committing to longer programmes.
It has changed a huge amount from when we started. It was very much just sit in front and do your recordings, post them out there. We have an awful lot more tools that we can use now. Mentees, Padlets, cloud-based, to where we can actually combine and work on documents at the same time. Mobile apps that they can use as well, and interactions. I think that for me, the flexibility is a huge thing. I think the pace people can work at, I think that's what they would like. The comfort of being able to work from home. But also in terms of interaction in a classroom, it's, you know, you're in front of a group of people, and some people can be a bit hesitant, a bit shy about coming forward. Whereas when you're like that online, you can open up and chat very easily, but you can also use the chat option that's there and put in queries, comments, and interact. And it's not as, maybe people won't find it as restrictive, so it gives you those other options as well. And I suppose the newer technology that's coming out is making this interesting, and the ways we can use the technology and incorporate it into the learning that can be kind of restricted sometimes in a face-to-face environment. The fact that they're on the PC, that they can actually access the material. You're showing them demos, you're showing them websites they can access and try things out themselves and get their opinions. So I think they're all aspects that make the online learning really interesting for people, and I think it's an area that we're going to see more of. And I think, you know, down the line we're going to see even you see bits of it with Teams, where you can do different views and you can integrate people into the rooms, and I think we're going to get more of that kind of stuff, and the virtual integration. So I think it's going to be really interesting areas, and we're going to make some really nice growth in this in the coming years as well.